Welcome back to Macrodosing. Today is Thursday, and it is August 27th. We got a twofer coming up. We're going to start off here at Camp Barstool with Jerry, Memes, and Dante joining us. And then we're going to kick it back to the studio where Big T, Arian, Mad Dog, and Chaps sat down and did an interview with a F-16 Thunderbird pilot. I had to miss the interview, unfortunately.
Crime.
Had a doctor, had a doctor's interview. Brandon Crime Maxson.
Shout out Crime.
Is his call sign, but they're talking to the Thunderbirds pilot. So that's going to come after the hour and a half with Jerry, Dante, and Memes helping to produce here at Camp Barstool. So here we go. All right, welcome back to Macrodosing. We're going to do a two-parter here today. We are live at Camp Barstool with myself, Big T, Mad Dog, joined by Dante the Don and Jerry O'Connell.
Hey, everybody.
Good friends, quasi-lovers, mental lovers, you two. You have a spiritual connection.
Yeah, I do want to apologize, Dante. After you guys interviewed Hunter, Dante did reach out to me, and I didn't reach back. I'm really sorry. It's funny, it's
like you have a life outside us or something.
You know what? I would say that. I gotta say, Hunter Biden is. He's just. I mean, no offense, but I'm allowed to talk about it here. He's a strange guy to me,
That's fine.
He's a strange guy to me. I'm gonna come out and say it. He's not as. I think there should be I think he should show a touch more remorse about what he put his old man through, It's
You're
crazy.
an enigma.
Why?
You're like, I would not expect that.
Yeah,
from
I
you
just
at all.
think he shouldn't open with, the conservatives have been attacking me this has been years. He should open with, Dad, I am so sorry. This must have been so difficult for you. I want to open with, I am so sorry. And I know people, how many times can I apologize and all that stuff? While he's out there doing all these interviews, that should be his opening statement. First of all, hey, hold on a second, Macrodosing. Before we get into anything, where's my camera? Dad, I'm so sorry I put you through that. It must have been so tough watching what I was going through, being in such the public eye. I'm sorry to
Well
say
said.
it.
Very well said.
I'm really sorry to say this. I'm a little fired up right now. He becomes the victim in this whole thing. He was attacked. He's the victim, and at some point, he has to say, "This was me, and I am ashamed." And I saw him say, "I'm trying to repair everything," and I understand that, but it may have been like years for him at this point, but it's still pretty fresh in all of our minds, And I'm going to go as far as to say some of his actions, I think, really affected the course of history.
100%. Yeah.
And if people are, if you're upset with how the course of history maybe turned out, you can say like, hey, dude, like, and here's another thing about it. If you say I'm really sorry, people are like, yeah, it's okay, man. Like if people are really willing to forgive, If you just come out and say, this is what I did wrong, it's called taking accountability. If I do anything wrong, I immediately say to myself, I've got to apologize to this person.
What about the fantasy draft last year? What about Jaden Daniels cursing him? Have you apologized for that?
Yeah,
You
I am
changed the
sorry.
course of history.
Okay,
Yeah.
for
Gotcha,
those who maybe
gotcha.
don't listen
Gotcha,
to
Jerry.
You're just assuming everyone who listens to Part of My Take listens to Macrodosing. I drafted Jaden Daniels. PFT is a big Commanders fan, and I said he was going to break records, and then he got injured in a horrific elbow
Yep.
injury. I'm not going to apologize for that because I didn't change the course of history. Like, let's be honest. I am going to apologize to you for not drafting Jackson Smith Najigba in the 3rd round, and he ended up being the most prolific offensive player of the year. But nobody wants to talk about fantasy.
You're right.
Here.
If you apologize, that was my point about Deshaun, which is he's wondering why people keep booing him. It's like he hasn't taken an ounce of responsibility for anything yet.
For those who don't know, Deshaun Watson is a quarterback for the Cleveland Browns who was embroiled in a...
Here's the bit that Jerry's... I'm glad you found your bit for this show now. Yes.
Well, it's not my bit for the show. I actually... if you work on a television show and someone says... let's say we were doing a TV show for CBS and you said, well, that's the thing with Deshaun. As a host, I would immediately look at the camera and go, for those who don't know... Deshaun Watson is a quarterback who plays for the Browns, who was embroiled in a massage therapist exposing himself scandal.
Anyone who listened to the show as recently as Tuesday has heard about Deshaun Watson.
So then I don't have to explain it. Anyway.
You do a very good job at that, by the way.
good.
You did that on stage at the Chicago Theater.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple times. And
For what Dante is talking about, on a tour of Stand By Me, where we show the movie, and then we have a discussion.
For those who don't know,
It's the most recent movie that Jerry's been in.
you were the large child in that movie. For those who don't know.
it was so good. That was such a great night. Honestly.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was awesome.
Dante wanted to meet Corey Feldman. Dante
got
wanted to
to
come
meet
back.
Corey
I
Feldman.
brought him right backstage. What is it about Corey Feldman that you wanted to?
Dude, it's just childhood nostalgia. Like, I grew up, I know you hate this, but
I don't hate anything.
Goonies was like my first movie as a kid that I was like, wow, movies are awesome. And then I was obsessed with Ninja Turtles, and he was Donatello, who was my favorite Ninja Turtle.
Why? Because the names are borderline similar?
I don't know. I think he was like the smart one and witty. And Feldman's voice was hysterical in the movie. So I just like grew up idolizing the guy.
Yeah. Idolizing.
He has not changed one single bit. Yeah. He's like the exact same person.
Not at all. He's a really interesting guy. We were doing the tour of Stand By Me, and so I'm on a tour bus with him, you know. And by the way, we play big houses. We played the Chicago Theater. There were like close to 3,000 people in there.
Packed, dude. It was on a Sunday night. It was packed.
And it's really fun for me because the movie is a big part of my childhood, and I watch it every time. And then you get to talk about it. It's so fun. But we were on a bus in between. I think we took a bus from Indianapolis to Chicago. And Corey was just looking at me, and I don't think he'll be upset in saying this. He's a vapor. He's like vaping, and he's a vapor with like the big vape. He's got like
Vapist.
He's got like it's not like a lot of the girls here at Barstool have like the little like like I noticed that, and they try and do it like cool when we're playing like Dungeons and Dragons with Tim Gunn. They're like. Or they do the thing in the shirt where they go,
no one can tell.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, honey, come on, you can blow it out. I don't give a shit if you're vaping. But Corey Feldman's got like the chamber one that obviously you plug into like it probably goes into a dock. It's like a Makita drill or something.
He like
you know?
mixes his own like vape chemicals and like
he does mix his own.
Does he really?
He mixes his own. And it's just like he's a chemist, and then he's got that thing, and it looks like something from like RoboCop or Star Trek, where it's got like lights on it. And he's just like, and the hits he takes are so long. He's literally like this. He's like,
That's an actor right here. Oh my God, he's still going.
and then like a dragon, he's like, oh.
Monster hits only. Yeah.
And it's vape. I'm just going to say for the record, vape smoke doesn't bother me at all. Unless it's flavored, I can't smell it. I don't think there are carcinogens in there. I don't use nicotine.
That's crazy talk. That is crazy talk.
I don't think it's as carcinogenic as cigarette smoke.
You have some of the craziest fucking takes
I don't think
ever,
that's
dude.
that crazy. Like, cigarette
Why is
smoke
that so crazy,
clearly
Dante?
has tar, right? And then it's proven to be a cancer
Yeah,
causing
but
agent.
it's
Vape,
all
it's
the-
probably not as healthy as they tell you it is.
At least there's some natural base to cigarette. I'm not saying cigarettes are good by any means. It's obviously pumped full of terrible fucking products, but that is completely
Not
synthetic.
American spirits. I think they're all natural. I think they're good for you, actually.
The vape stuff is completely synthetic. It's all chemicals.
I agree with you, but I just don't think. I think the bad thing is the burning of something. I think the thing that causes lung cancer. Oh, by the way, we're not medical professionals in any way.
No, this has gone off track.
But I think the burning. I think it's the burning that causes the bad stuff in lungs. Am I correct in saying that? Like the burning of something.
That, but also it's the tar.
I mean, chewing tobacco will give you mouth cancer. I think it's wherever you you put it.
There's bad stuff in tobacco, but tobacco smells pretty good in my opinion.
Listen,
I would like to pay somebody to just hang out in the same room as me and smoke a pipe.
Oh man, they smell so good, don't they?
Amazing. Also, right off the top, we kind of jumped into everything, but also
wait, I want to finish my Corey Feldman story quickly.
Okay, finish it. Yeah.
He's vaping.
Just finished his.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
puff.
He's like vaping.
No, I forgot what it sounded like.
Do I have to do it again?
Yep.
All right, so you know how it goes. And he looks at me and he goes, "Hey man, it's kind of what he sounds like. I mean, you would know because you loved his voice, Donatello, right? That's sort of what he sounds like, right? Right, Dante?
Yes.
Hey man." And he's like staring at me. And by the way, everyone else on the bus is complaining that he's vaping, but I'm like, you can sit next to me and vape. It's fine. There's no carcinogens in there. And he says, "Hey man," and I go, "Yeah, Corey, what's up?" And he said, "You ever think about getting a nose job?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Your nose. We've been watching this movie Stand By Me, and when you were a kid, it was so cute, and I'm guessing you've broken it a couple times." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "It's just not the same nose. It's a large nose, and you can get, you don't have to have a large nose." And I was like, "Okay, thanks." And that's just the guy. And by the way,
You had no comeback. You had no.
well, I
You have a regular nose.
yeah, I mean, but I had no comeback because it was one of the most shocking things
Were
that's
you
ever been
rattled?
said to me. Well, it's so funny. At the time, I wasn't mad at him because that's just who he is. He's just he's not trying to be rude to me. He's saying in
his
all
brain.
honesty, like, "Hey, dude, go get your nose fixed. Everybody does it." Like, he's obviously it's no secret he's a fan of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson got his nose fixed a couple 17 times. He was trying to say you don't have to have such a large nose in Hollywood. And it's so funny. I wasn't rattled at the time. I just sort of laughed at it.
Yeah.
But every morning I wake up now, and the first thing I do is like brush my teeth. Sometimes I get food caught in the back of my teeth. I floss also. And I then like look in the mirror and I'm like, and I do feel like I have a very large nose. And I think like, or sometimes I do this in the mirror. I do this. I go.
There were so they had an MC on stage, but Jerry was like the real MC.
No.
There were several times that Corey would just go so far on a tangent, and Jerry would have to reel him back in.
Yeah.
Be like, "All right, Corey,
Let's move on.
like where are you
Jerry's
going
really
with
good
this?"
at that.
Or whatever, and he would get so mad and frustrated. That was
really fun.
That was hilarious.
It's a fun time. He's a very good friend of mine, and it's I hope that 40 years from now you guys are all still friends. I'm not kidding. Like here at Barstool, it's like so sweet to like still have friends for 40 years. And in Hollywood, a town that's so crazy and it's just so volatile, and you only have friends for days at a time, and it's so sweet that I get to do that tour with two of my oldest friends in the world.
That is very cool. Very cool. And right off the bat, I left out Memes is also sitting in behind the desk. Memes, first time Macrodosing producing.
Yeah,
today.
I was about to ask, like, is Memes a regular producer here?
No. I actually, we were talking about this before. I asked Memes if he had any interest at all in ever doing a podcast on his own. And then he said no, and then we kind of threw around the idea of maybe a Blutman and Memes podcast.
Yeah, I would listen to that.
I would produce that podcast if you guys wanted to be on the mics. I would come up with like a list of topics, in conjunction with you all. We'd workshop that together, and then I would just produce it and let you guys kind of be the stars and shine. If you're interested in that, I think it'd be a hit.
I would be interested. Me and Blutman said we could do a silent podcast, and Big T also said he would join in.
I would like to be a guest.
First guest? Yeah.
On the silent podcast.
Look at it. It books itself.
Just fellas sitting
Yeah, not a lot of talking.
No.
But when you do talk, people listen.
Blutman, I finally got Blutman last fall to come to the office with me and watch a college football Saturday because he refused to do it for the longest time. He was like, I don't like distractions. I don't like people talking. I said, buddy, it's just me in there. Like, well, we don't have to say a word. And I bet if you recorded the 8 or so hours that we were in there, it was probably double-digit words spoken. I don't think it hit 100.
I love that.
And it was beautiful.
Jerry, would you ever be able to sit in a room with somebody and just be quiet for 8 hours? Like the two of you, no talking? I don't think I could do it.
No.
So I don't think you could.
No, I couldn't. You know, in Los Angeles,
Jerry likes talking so much that we were going to bed last night. We went to our cabin, and we get to the door. First, we hang out outside. I'm smoking a cigarette, and Jerry's just standing there continuing our conversation.
I love the carcinogens. I don't smoke anymore, but man, I love to be in the vicinity.
And we go inside. We enter our cabin to go to bed. Lights out. I go to my bed, take my phone out, shirt off, pajamas on, and then Jerry just comes over and just kind of sits on the bed, and we continue talking.
Well, I also showed you one of my favorite Instagram feeds, which is something called, am I allowed to say it?
Yeah, you can say it.
It's called Bums and Drones. Bums and Drones. What? Dante, you're going to love this.
Yeah.
They find unhoused people.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's Hank Lockwood, co-host of Pardon My Take. Hank, do you want to come in? He's going back to bed.
They find unhoused people, and someone flies a drone over them and films them. And a lot of the unhoused people like get freaked out by drones because they're typically on methamphetamine or something else that makes you very paranoid. So a lot of people are like, and running away from drones.
I mean, that's enough to make you paranoid if you're not on meth. And then if you are, it's like, oh shit, everything I
Yeah,
ever
well,
thought
I've
was
had
right.
Fasoli flying a drone around me, and I like wave to it and stuff. I'm not like, but Bums and Drones is a really fun follow.
Memes, do you have a microphone back there?
Yes.
I heard a story that you saw Fasoli's testicles yesterday.
I did. So the old Brajol.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how did he only see your balls and not your dick? Because
He saw your ball.
No,
he saw
I saw
Memes
his.
saw Fasoli's balls, but didn't see his dick.
through shorts
No, he was naked in the showers.
in the showers.
Yeah.
Oh, because we have communal showers here. He's not a towel around the waist guy.
No, he was just yelling at us from inside the shower, but like out of the shower. And then I walked up to it,
Right.
and he was just naked.
Wow.
I can see that.
I am a real. If I ever shower in a public place or change in a public place at a gym, I'm a towel around the waist, very tight.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned with meta glasses these days.
Yes, you are very, very concerned.
As you know, because PFT was wearing them last year when we were here for Camp Barstool.
I wore them for maybe 30 minutes on the plane, and I told Jerry, I was like, hey, just so you know, if this is blinking, that means that the camera's on. And then I took them off, and I don't think I put them back on. So now every time Jerry talks around me, he asks me, like, are your glasses recording me?
Well, I do. Well, listen, when and you guys know this, like off the air when you know me, I talk about a lot of like crazy stuff. Trans rights. I talk about unhoused
What about
people.
that is crazy to you?
These are. Oh, sorry. I talk about hot button issues privately with you guys.
Yeah, hot button, yep.
You're in agreement that
Hot button, yes.
trans rights is a hot
It's
button issue.
a lot of passionate arguing out
Correct.
there, yes.
Specifically online. Are you guys ever online?
No, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'll come over to you and I'll make a statement about trans rights or something, and then I'll notice your glasses are flashing at me, and I'll be like, "You got to be fucking kidding me, PFT! I just got recorded saying that."
That's never happened.
You
but
know?
Yeah.
So, pardon me if after you were wearing Meta glasses and spoke to me, if I am a little concerned that if you're wearing thick-rimmed glasses, if they're possibly recording me. I just want to know when I'm being recorded.
Now, though.
Like right now, I know I'm being recorded. I would never say crazy shit.
Yeah, correct. That's true. And then also there was one time Jerry and I were in the golf cart together for a video, and Jerry asked me if we were being recorded because he was doing the whole, like, are your glasses recording me thing? I said, no, Jerry, we're not being recorded. Don't worry. Then Jerry proceeds to expound on some hot button issues.
Correct.
And then we get to, like, the second tee, and I'm like, oh, shit, you know what, Jerry? I forgot. That's a GoPro right there on the camera. We're
I was
definitely-
filmed the entire.
we're
Like, I
definitely
was
being
filmed the
recorded
entire
right
time.
now.
It was a hidden camera.
Yeah, that's a GoPro. I mean, it's noticeable. But yeah, I should have given you a heads up on that. I'm gonna move the conversation along just a little bit here because we only have a few minutes. R.I.P. to one of the finest Americans ever, Dolly Parton.
Goat.
R.I.P. Dolly. We've talked about Dolly before. I've always said I think she's one of the greatest people who exemplifies the spirit of kindness and what it means, I think, to be a great American success story, better than anybody else in this country. I love Dolly. She was a great entertainer, probably an even better human being than entertainer, which is kind of saying something. But she was like, I think she had the highest approval rating in terms of like net favorability as a celebrity. What do you call that? The Q score?
I think that's just how many people know you.
Oh, no, okay, but
But yeah, she was.
her favorability was probably the highest in America. So Dolly was an all-time living legend. I've spent the last couple hours. I've been watching a lot of Dolly performances. Just an amazing voice, amazing human. R.I.P. Dolly. They should. I was saying they should either put her on. They won't put her on Mount Rushmore, obviously, because
Founding people,
yeah, people. Why not fathers?
founding persons.
Okay. They won't put her on there because she's not a founding father. But they should put her on money. I think that Dolly Parton should be on currency. She should be the. When was the last time we added somebody new to money?
They said for a long. Was it going to be Harriet Tubman? They said was going
Yeah,
to be
Yeah,
on
on
the
it.
right.
20, right?
But
But
then
that's
that
not
never
I think
happened.
Sacagawea.
the Sacagawea dollar.
I think that's the last one.
Dolly Parton should be on money.
If Sacagawea's on it, I mean, no disrespect, but Dolly
little-
Parton, yeah.
A little disrespect, but yeah.
No, she was great.
I would like to see her. What dollar bill should she be on?
Hundy.
The hundo? No more Ben Franklin?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they were trying to get rid of Andrew Jackson, right? That was when they were like,
Right.
Andrew Jackson, terrible guy, whatever.
Correct.
Andrew Jackson, Tennessean.
Yeah.
So I think it's only fair we replace with arguably the greatest
Interesting.
Tennessean of
Yeah.
all time.
I would invent a new dollar bill. It would be the $34 bill.
Why that? Why is that the dollar bill, Don?
Cup size.
No, that would be the. That's not the cup size. The cup size would be B or C or.
I know,
D.
but the
Do you know how boobs work?
yeah, but you know,
That's her chest.
Yeah.
Or her ribs is
Yeah.
the 34 part.
well, you can't do letters, so
I was going to say the $5 as in 9 to 5.
I considered that, but
yeah.
I think you're not trying to get rid of.
Who's on the 5?
Well, we got Honest
Lincoln.
Abe on there, but he's
Lincoln's on the
other
five?
stuff. Yeah. We got enough stuff named after.
You know what's funny? Trump is changing all these bodies of water: Gulf of America, Lake America. Mm-hmm. He wants to get rid of Lake Ontario, make it Lake America. Has it been awkward for anybody being around Oldie with all this tariff stuff?
No, he's cool with it.
Yeah. Everyone is like, because I do have to tell you, every time I see
You
Oldie,
always
I'm like,
apologize.
oh
Yeah.
boy, I hope he's not like harboring anything.
I don't think Oldie's got his finger on the pulse of the tariff discussion.
Yeah, he did say to me on the lunch line, he's like, "Got to get back in the room. Got to get negotiating. Got to get negotiating."
Elbows up. That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what
Jerry,
they
you
say. It's
sang
like
a
the
beautiful
Gordy Howe thing.
rendition of "O Canada" yesterday, but I was curious. You sang the pre-woke version.
they changed it.
Oh, what's the
Oh yeah.
post-woke
Well, you
version?
said "in all thy sons command." You can't say that anymore.
You say all that persons?
All of us command. Yeah, sons is.
Sorry
bad.
about that.
But Jerry, back to what
you're
you're saying.
serious?
Yeah, that was years ago.
Oh, I was going to say, I think he should name a body of water after Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like renaming lakes and stuff. But is there apologies? Is there a river that cuts through Tennessee?
Yeah.
The Tennessee River, yeah.
The Tennessee
Mississippi
River
as well, but that's on the other side.
That's on. It goes.
Can't
yeah,
change
divides
Mississippi
Memphis.
River. I mean, should we call the Tennessee River the Dolly?
I don't know. Kind of. It's got a good name.
I don't
now,
think that Dolly would want that to be. That's the thing about Dolly is like you can say, oh, she should have this, she could have that, and she's been on record, kind of not needing any of that stuff.
I have to tell you full disclosure, and this isn't a bit. My daughter, one of my daughter's names is Dolly after Dolly Parton.
Great
my
choice.
My
Great
wife.
choice.
My wife was pregnant with twin girls, and we were talking about names, what we were going to do. Maybe some siblings were going to be in the mix. Maybe our grandparents' name. And my wife went to Dolly. She really wanted to go to Dollywood, and she went before she gave birth with her friend. They went to see Dolly Parton live at Dollywood. Dolly Parton performed regularly at Dollywood.
Yeah.
And she saw, this is quite emotional actually. She saw my pregnant wife and said, "Hey, are you pregnant?" And my wife stood up, and then the audience, and they said, "Yeah." And she said, "This next song is for you." And she sang "Little Sparrow." Oh. And it's, my wife called me up crying. Is this the first time someone's almost cried on Macrodosing?
No.
We've had some
Hunter.
tears.
Yeah.
Hunter
But
he actually did.
Oh, really?
We had some before.
Who?
That's not. Don't worry about it.
Okay. But
Finish the story. This is a beautiful story.
my wife called me up from the airport, and she was crying, and she went, "We're naming one of our daughters Dolly."
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And it was really emotional. Wow, that was an emotional moment. Dante, give me a hug.
She's the here. You know what?
I love this.
I would love one of the airports in Tennessee. I think is more than fair. Everybody's been
Okay.
saying
That's a
Nashville,
fucking
which
given.
that's fine.
Yeah.
The Knoxville airport is McGee Tyson. Nobody knows who those
Yeah.
Great
people are.
idea.
Pigeon Forge, in
I
Pigeon
disagree.
Forge.
I don't think so. It's not great to have an airport named after you
Why?
because nobody likes going to the airport.
Have you been? You've been to the Knoxville
great
airport.
point.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
They confiscate so many guns.
They do. They have a lot of guns that they put it in the line. But that little area before you get to security, it's beautiful.
It is. They have like a waterfall or like
Yeah.
a water installation.
How
there.
funny.
Yeah.
So, like, normally, like, in airports, you see all the water bottles and everything, like, stacked up, like, next to it. So is it all, like, firearms?
They put a lot of pictures. Are like, we got this gun last week.
Yeah. So as you weave your way, because I don't think they have a clear line. I don't think they have pre-check.
No, it's just.
So it's just along, the old school maze that you have to wind your way through. And every single turn along the way, they have a picture of a gun that they've confiscated at that airport.
Yeah.
And you start to notice after the second or third, they're all from like the last 4 months because they put a date on every one. I was thinking when I saw these, these are the guns they've taken over the years. No, it's like since March. Here are all the different revolvers we've taken. A lot of people flying with guns in Tennessee.
Yeah, I think a lot of people carry them, and if they're rushing to the airport, I think a lot of times what happens is, oh man, I had a gun in there, and it's not something you think about all the time.
Yeah.
Here's a good question for the pod. I mean, we know what Memes' answer is. Anybody here gun people? Anybody own guns?
I used to.
You own a gun, Dante?
Lots.
Okay. Large guns
All different sizes.
in the house?
Long arms, handguns. No, I have a safe. Like I'm like a responsible gun owner.
And I'm sure you are. You go to the range often
Yeah.
just to stay ready?
No, I think I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's fun. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not fun like in a jerk off kind of way, but it's
It's completely different from masturbating.
I was in Arizona, and one of my favorite...
I just want to be clear. Like, it's not at all like jacking off.
Shooting a gun?
Yeah. I just want to make sure that we're all clear on that.
You mean you mean how Dante possibly sexualized shooting a gun?
yes.
Yeah, I just want to defend Dante and say,
Yes.
like, there's some perverts out there that are like, it reminds me of this one time I was cranking it whenever I shoot a pistol, and it's not. It's
Right.
actually not.
I mean, I know we're a woke podcast. In All Thy Sons Come On, but
It's just Big T.
it is.
I was talking with Oldie last night about this. We were talking because we were talking about gun rights in Canada
no
versus
guns in
uh,
Canada. Yeah.
I am actually on board with how Canada does it. You're allowed to own firearms, but they're very smart about it. You have to take like a 2-week course. You have to pass mental exams, and they don't forbid people from having them, but they also, you can't walk into a fucking Walmart and walk out with one,
Right.
which I think is very like logical.
You live in Illinois?
Yeah.
Where'd you get your guns?
Mostly Illinois.
But not on the street. Like you went to a store.
Yeah. Like a gun like dealer.
How is it walking? I went into one in Florida to go shoot.
Very easy down there.
Don't you get? Is anyone else get scared walking into a gun store? Is it like intimidating in any way?
It's probably the safest place to be, I would think.
Yeah.
Is it though? Don't you think like? It's so funny. When I was like shooting with everybody, I was like, God, everybody's got loaded guns around me.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the people who are
Those are the good guys
the
with the guns.
most. Well, they take gun safety very seriously, and
They
they're
are- they
the most
live in-
aware of what's
They
going on.
respect them.
Like if you ever find somebody dicking around at a gun range, people will tackle them. They will not mess around.
Yeah, right. It is fun going to the gun range. I rented them all. Bop, 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 bop. Even these. Even these.
Yeah.
All of them.
Kind of like jacking off. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you guys know which guns I'm talking about, right? Like the. That's the Colt 45, maybe the Dirty Harry gun.
The big revolver.
Yeah.
I shot a what was it, a P90 down in Houston one time. Yeah, just like fully automatic. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Can't buy that one. All right. R.I.P. Dolly Parton. That's a beautiful story, Jerry.
I read something really interesting last night about her, and the take was that I thought it was pretty spot on. She's one of the last, I guess, celebrities to pass away that was like universally beloved, or beloved.
Nobody's talking about that.
She's and the writer said that going forward, there's going to be very few like artists, actors,
Yeah.
that when they pass away, everything is so divided now and political now that like half the people are like,
Yeah, never got involved with politics. She really staunchly stayed away from it.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? What was coming up a lot is her interview with Barbara Walters. Did anybody click on that one?
I didn't see that one, no.
And it was coming up where Barbara Walters was really sort of like sexualizing her and like obviously Dolly Parton was the smartest person in any room that she walked into. And Barbara Walters was really, and it was coming back about how cool that Dolly Parton didn't fight anyone, you know? And it's really like inspired me to be around like Hank and Rico, like just don't engage, you know?
Yeah. Just rise above it.
Yeah.
Rise above it. You can be the change that you want to be, that you want to see in this world.
Hey, Big T, I'm not even kidding. Is that a tick right there?
Check it out, Big T.
Where at?
Right there.
probably.
I'm not sure.
Dante,
what does it look like?
It just looks like a little. You got a little sting or something. I don't know.
It's not a bug though.
I couldn't tell you.
You know about
Lyme disease?
Your boy Bill Gates and him dumping boxes and boxes of ticks all over the country this spring, right?
Let's talk about it.
I've never.
This sounds
I
interesting.
don't know what that is, but why would he dump? Maybe he dumped non-Lyme ticks somewhere because that's a thing that people were doing. Is that it was non-Limey ticks?
Have you heard of this alpha-gal syndrome?
Yeah.
Is that the thing from the spotted tick that people are getting?
Billy Football talked about this a couple years ago.
Yeah, he was very early
he
to
was
it.
Early adopter.
So what? So tell us about
You
it.
become allergic to red meat.
I heard of this one. It is a sickness. I think it's called Rocky Mountain Spotted.
Different one. Alpha Gal is different. This is one that's being programmed by the New World Order to make us all allergic to red meat.
Correct.
So that we'll have to eat the
He's
bugs.
on top of it, actually.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
And so you'll own nothing and be happy.
You'll be very
You know,
happy.
here are my thoughts on it. There is definitely a movement to try and get people away from eating red meat.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is out there. I'm open to hearing about it. I think I could see that being a thing.
Have you been to the World Economic Forum?
Is that Davos or is that something different?
No, he knows where it is.
Yeah, you know where it is.
Is it Davos?
He was at a Diddy party.
Oh, I was just, I was passing through.
Is it in Davos?
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, it
yeah.
is. Sure is.
No, I've never been there. But
G6,
no,
Bilderberg.
I don't know any of these things. I don't
There's
know
so
any
many.
of these people.
There's so many we could keep.
Bohemian Grove.
Keep
You ever go out to the forest and dance around the owl? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what you're talking
You know,
Oh,
you know
then why'd you
Francis who
laugh?
works for us. You know Francis, the comedian.
about. No, I'm
In New
sorry.
York?
I'm so sorry. I don't. I only know the Chicago
He's
office.
sometimes pretty funny. You'd like him.
New York office. The security. the security feels super lax in the New York office. I'm not joking. When I walk in there, I'm like, anybody could come in here and like, where's the security? Chicago office is on
This
lockdown.
is a very touchy subject.
Why? Like, what's the big
They're
deal?
very, very sensitive about this topic right
But
now.
like people were just walking in and out of the New York office. I felt
is
really unsafe, and like there wasn't like one
This is
person
not
there
going
where I
away
was
well.
like, oh, there's a wall of defense. Like you go to the Chicago office, there's that person in the front.
Yep.
There's like a wall of defense. Like nobody's getting
Well,
past
there's
that.
Kadick right behind him. In fact, like maybe it has happened that somebody's come into the Chicago office, but if it has, you'll never hear about it.
Right.
Because that person will not be heard from again.
Right.
Be in the backyard.
Bury him in the backyard.
Also, the Chicago office, very hidden. Like I always put it into my GPS and it takes me like 3 blocks away and it says you have arrived at your destination, but it's actually like behind an alley or something.
Yeah.
It is a good spot.
But I don't know anything about the tick dropping and all that stuff. I did hear about the tick disease that makes you not eat red meat.
Dante, tell me about the boxes of ticks.
So
What is this? He's
so
flying
basi-
around in a plane with the
I'm
boxes
not-
of how many ticks?
I'm
can fit
not
into a
saying
plane?
that I subscribe to this 100%, but I'm saying it's very.
Dante, that's what you open every time you
It's
say
very-
something. That is what you say.
Listen. It's very coincidental, is what I'll say. Bill Gates, the past 5 years, has bought up all this farmland around the country. There's really no rhyme or reason to why he's been doing it. Everyone's been kind of asking, like, well, if he's so anti, I don't know, agriculture is not the word, but like raising livestock.
Right. I think carbon emissions
Yes,
is
he's
what
very,
they're all against.
He's
Yeah.
very against the cattle industry.
carbon emissions.
So why would he be buying up this farmland? Then there were videos all over the place this past spring of all these farmers, coast to coast, basically finding boxes in the middle of their like
Fields of
farms,
ticks.
fields, and they open them up, and it's just these colonies of ticks all around like the boxes and everything. So it kept happening more and more, and more people were posting videos of it.
It's
So
like the dog poop bag lit on fire on a front porch, but for farmers.
Right.
yeah.
Let's just get rid of this box quickly.
So they started.
Oh God.
They started realizing, like, okay, they got to be dropping them from the sky. Then they test the ticks, and they're all pretty much infected with alpha-gal.
Wow.
Yeah. So now everyone's wondering, like, okay,
So why are they blaming Bill Gates for that?
because he owns a lot of the land where this is happening. He's kind of spearheading the non-red meat thing, and he owns a company that creates the synthetic red meat that they grow from cells in labs.
Can I ask you something? I don't know if you guys know this. I'm proficient in Excel.
Are you?
Yeah, and Microsoft was my.
Why? When have you ever had to use it?
I had an
Fantasy?
office job.
Fantasy football?
Fantasy
You
football,
had
yeah.
an office job?
I had a brief office job.
What did you do?
I worked in an office. It was very quick. I was not let go.
No. Okay. Well, Jerry, this is. I'm not going to get into it any further because this needs to be like its entire episode. But I want to hear about your office life. Can you just say?
No, I was funny.
What
we
was the
partied
name
a
of the
little.
job?
I was a assistant. I was an intern. It was in college.
Okay.
And everyone was Excel proficient, and I immediately became Excel proficient. And that said, that was like my introduction into Microsoft, I guess, college. Why does Bill Gates get such a bad rap? Microsoft was like a pretty good. Didn't it change like how we use computers?
Yeah, 100%.
He
Yeah.
was compensated fairly for that.
But
Well, I understand that, but what's the like? Why are we saying that he allegedly dropped these ticks?
Because he's kind of like there was a lot of other guys around him that didn't. I mean, they got compensated pretty well, like the Balmers and
Yeah, sure.
I forget the other
Clippers
guy's
owner,
name.
sports podcast.
Yeah, but like Bill Gates wasn't like he was just the one with the iron fist that.
So he wasn't
stepped out in
sharing
front.
enough of his wealth? Is that the problem?
No, I don't think he was really like the visionary, and he's also not a good dude, man. Listen to his wife, his ex-wife.
He's got some arrangements.
He's not a good dude.
Like alleged like sexual stuff?
Well, yeah. No,
Lots.
But so what?
He
He's
was
like a-
allowed to go like hang out with his high school girlfriend
Yeah.
once every year. I think he got to
Yeah.
spend a week with her. Yeah.
He was girlfriends with her in high school.
Yes,
Let's
not
like
not
yes.
like Jerry Seinfeld.
He's also
Yeah.
buddies with Epstein.
I understand that. Sometimes late at night, I look up. I had a college girlfriend. I look her up. I
You're
look
gonna
at
get
her.
yourself in trouble, Jerry. I just want
Yeah,
to say
why?
Right now.
But that's like, but I'm not like DMing her. Like, I'm not sending her dick pics or anything. I'm just like, oh, that's what she's up
I'm
to.
just looking out
Why
for
is
you,
she
Jerry.
even crossing your mind, dude?
Jerry.
I don't know. You don't like sit in bed and think about like exes from high school?
Not if I'm in bed with Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah, I
Good point.
understand.
Good point.
Okay.
Good point.
Look.
Is she a model?
Yeah, supermodel.
It's like
You don't-
fucking. That's like having A5 and being like, man.
You don't ever- Dante.
Well, you know what would be great right now? Outback.
Yeah,
Dante,
good point.
give us a name of someone you dated in high school. Give us a name.
Absolutely not.
Give us initials of someone you dated in high school.
JZ. those are initials. Those are her initials, swear.
I know it's gonna be Jennifer Zolfo.
No.
Jenny Zolfo?
Nope. You're not gonna get it.
Gene Zimmerman.
Nope.
No?
Former Washington Nationals pitcher Jordan Zimmerman came to my mind.
Jordan
We're not doing this, by the way.
Okay, so Jay-Z. Dante, you've never flipped on your phone and been like, let me see what
yeah,
else
but
Jay-Z's
I'm
up to.
not,
Okay,
yeah,
stop.
but I'm single. Like
When was the
I have
last time?
regrets. You're like
When was the last time?
you're at the summit, man.
No regrets, dude, ever.
Yeah.
When was the last time you looked up old Jay-Z?
I don't know, a couple of years ago, maybe.
Oh, yeah. And what did you see?
I mean, happy for her, but I'm not like.
Yeah, but like, give us
No
give us
regrets.
details. I know. I'm not talking about you. What were you feeling when you?
Oh, legit
was it on
just
Instagram?
curious. Legit just curious. Like,
And
oh, I wonder what so and so's like up to. That's it.
are you talking? Were you interested?
No.
Physically, what Jay-Z looks
No.
like? Did you want to see physically?
No. I don't know why this got spun
Well,
around
hold on a
on
second.
this.
Did you feel anything when you saw Jay-Z?
No, absolutely not.
There was not one tingle.
no.
Did you
zero.
like longingly look at the images of her and go like, "Wow, those are good times, man."
No, because we didn't really. I was young. I was like young.
This is about Bill Gates, by the way.
It could have worked at a different time, you're saying.
I know. This is about Bill Gates. And I actually was going to say something
Can I say something real quick?
very pertinent.
I feel like for legal purposes, the giant boxes of ticks.
Yes,
on,
allegedly.
on farmers' properties. Those are tick bait boxes that
To bring
that
ticks
draw
into.
ticks into the boxes. Pretty common in some agricultural locations. And then so people have taken like a video of the tick box, and then a lot of them have been mislabeled, being like, "Oh, I found this random giant box of ticks on my property."
Are you
That's
sure
what
about that?
That's what the coastal elites call us, Dante, the agricultural locations. Yeah.
Are you? Is
Well,
he?
no, I mean, I'm not talking farms.
That's
Is
what
he
they call
right?
where the food
Not
comes
necessarily
Is he right?
farms.
from. I have no idea.
Because that's the first I've heard of that.
It's because it's easy to find a giant. You think Bill Gates is flying around on a plane with?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
with-
what
I
I,
don't
was
think
doubting
he
also,
is doing any of it
dropping boxes of ticks,
personally.
like, right there, there's a field. Drop it.
Yeah,
Listen though.
that looks good.
Listen though. I read this morning. New York Times piece. Bill Gates.
You would be reading.
Do you subscribe to the New York
Speaking
Times?
out.
Do you subscribe?
He for sure
Yes.
does.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
You
No,
pay
hey,
the monthly to the New York Times?
Yes, I do.
It's
like
he's
34
branded
bucks.
himself
You do
well.
Wordle?
For the year. What?
You do Wordle?
No, I was during COVID, but
Oh,
no.
Well, we
I
should
don't
get
have
back
time.
on. I have a couple people I text. We
I
should do it.
like when they do feature art. I don't read the New York Times to get my news
Right,
every
you don't
day.
have to get
But when
Sounds
they
like
do
you might.
featured
So
articles,
Yeah.
they do featured articles and interviews.
It's okay
they do
to
them
read the
well.
New
They do
York
them
Times.
well. They did one with Bill Gates randomly, and it's him speaking out against the horrors of AI, which I was shocked by. He's saying big tech is not telling us the truth at all about how dangerous AI is, how devastating it's going to be to the job economy.
I don't think AI shit, and I think that bubble's gonna burst, and I think it's gonna hurt the economy when it happens. I'm old enough to remember 2008, guys.
God, I hope you're fucking right.
I'm
so
old
bad.
enough to remember 2008.
I don't know,
And
JOC.
everybody was buying houses in 2008.
Yep.
And then it all came crumbling down
yeah.
from an economic structure that I didn't even have a clue. I didn't even know what it was. So there were bets on the loans that were being. I didn't even know that was possible.
And then there were bets on the bets. Yeah.
After being in it's funny. I live in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles right now is a pretty. I love Los Angeles, so Angelinos, I'm letting you know I'm never leaving Los Angeles. I've lived there for decades, and I'm never moving, and it's my city.
You're
and
saying you're going to run for mayor.
I learned how to drive there. I know that place like I'm MapQuest.
You love Karen Bass?
And you know what? I think Karen Bass is doing as well as Karen Bass can do. You know, it's a tough. It's really sorry. Dante almost left. Dante almost took a phone call.
That could be also a very mean way to compliment somebody.
Yeah, I was wondering what that
Be
means.
like, given her obvious limitations as a human.
Given that there were fires, that she obviously. You don't think Karen Bass doesn't want to say there's something needs to be done about this homeless? Like she's got a city council that is probably stopping her from doing things. I actually met Karen Bass. I found her to be a very nice lady. I think she's doing the best job she can given her circumstances. That said, LA is like economically, you can feel it's like hurting.
It's not real,
like,
yeah.
It's like something's happening. When the Knicks were going through that whole like postseason run, I was going to a lot of like downtown and East LA bars just to be with people. Like I was getting out of my Tony suburb of Calabasas, which is a protected enclave, and I was getting down with the people. I was arm in arm in crowded bars, and money is tight there. Dude. Money is tight.
Yep.
And you can feel it, and you can sense it, and you can see in the way that people are spending money. Now you go to New York, and money ain't tight. It's just Apple Pay. Boop, boop, boop. People are just spending, and they're two different worlds, LA and New York right now. And I really like. I went back to LA, and I was like, "What's the difference, man? What's going on?" And I'm allowed to say this, and I'm not incriminating any one company or anything. And this is the podcast to do it. I think it's this AI bubble that's happening, that people have funny money that they're just spending, and I really feel like it's AI ain't shit.
I agree.
I have kids who are students, and they use it to help them write papers. But is that like gonna fucking change the world? No. How is it different than Google? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I think you're right because it is kind of like a new search engine, but the valuation for all these AI companies are based on the fact that they're going to change the game business to business, and that entire like departments of companies can be simplified and just replaced with AI engines, and it's nowhere near that capability yet. So what's happening is they've put so much money into developing these, and the valuations have gotten so huge that now the AI companies are going to be reporting that their AI is not bringing in the type of revenue that they expected it to be bringing in. That's going to continue for the next several years. And then that's going to leave them in a terrible place where they're so over leveraged without a product that's making money that they're going to have to start to slow down the development of AI.
I really just think we are in a society where you build companies not to make something or do something.
No, to sell them.
You build them to go public or to sell them.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that is a problem, folks,
It
because
sucks.
we're not actually sitting down and being like, oh, like, what can I invent that will help society? You're
A gun
literally
that jacks you off.
What?
You asked what can we invent? I just think
A what?
a gun that jacks you off. Don't act like people wouldn't buy that.
No, I was thinking. I was thinking about it.
No, you're right.
Hey, come on.
Things are built with the exit in mind as the goal. 100%.
So I think when you have AI, I don't think anyone's going, how can we build a different AI company? I think people are thinking, we're going to build this fucking thing, we're going to get publicity, and we're going to sell this motherfucker. And that is a real problem. And therefore, I'm going to tell you, AI ain't shit.
And
it's the same as that blood machine that chick was selling.
And it's a real problem on steroids because you have 3 megalomaniac fucking leaders competing to get to the top before the other 2, and they're doing everything.
Are we still talking about Bill Gates?
No, I'm talking about
Sam Altman and
Altman, Anthropic,
Elon.
And
I don't know any of those guys. I don't know any of those things.
But here's
Grok is funny for making images, like show my friend losing in fantasy football.
again, but it's like he said, it's like a internet 3.0 at this point.
Oh, I want to
It's
tell
like-
you something else. 'Cause
Jerry, what you just said about like people building companies to sell them, I think it's even a little bit one step deeper than that. I think it goes back to the fact that people are now, when you ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? They say, I would like to be a CEO. And it's not like people that are passionate about a product or have a great idea that they care about, that they want to grow into the biggest company. I think people want to be other people's boss. And when you have that mentality of like, that's what I want to do as a job. That's what I want to do my
Instagram
my life.
lifestyle.
It's
Instagram
bad, yeah.
It's an Instagram lifestyle. I have high school children who are seniors, okay? So they know guys, okay, who have, and it seems to be only guys. I'm sorry to assign gender here. In all thy people's command. What's the new lyric?
In all of us.
In all of us's command. God, is that really true?
That's
not
100%.
our.
Yeah,
Swear.
Big T he's the
Wow.
guy that we got.
When they
that's
change the
woke.
lyrics, I'm on it.
That's
I
why
hear about
Trump
it.
is so like on them. That said, my daughters have friends who are guys who are recent graduates of high school or about to graduate high school, and I always say, "Oh, where is Jay-Z?" Let's say, let me make up just a random name here, high school name.
Thanks.
That they might be a former lover. Jay-Z. Where's Jay-Z going to college? What is Jay-Z doing? And a lot of times they say, "Oh, Jay-Z's not going to school." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. What are we doing? We learning a trade?" And they say Jay-Z's a day trader and making a lot of money. And I'm like, well, Jay-Z doesn't want to go to a college and study business and like maybe take an internship in that financial institution that I had to go take an internship in college and learn Excel and become Excel proficient. And they go, well, no, because they're making a lot of money day trading. And it's just,
It's a different world, though, Jerry. Like,
no, Dante, it's not okay. Kids need an education.
listen, I'm not disagreeing with you, but what I am gonna say is it's a totally different world because college is outrageously unaffordable, and
agree.
you can learn anything on the internet now.
I know,
that was
Dante,
not the case when we were growing
but
up.
the thing about an education is that there is usually a professor at the front of the class going, "This is what has happened in the past. This is what has happened in the past. This is what has happened in the past. What did we learn? Let's make sure we don't do that again in the future."
Great point. Great
and if
point.
you're just day trading as a 17-year-old, your past is literally what happened in November.
No, you're right.
And you're not saying what happened in 2008, what happened in the roaring 20s. Like, what did we learn? Because it's going to be the same thing over and over and over
You're
again.
100% right.
And that is what history is. And that's a problem. And I can look over my kids' shoulders and see what these guys are doing. So again, sorry to assign gender in all thy son's command, but they're all like sitting in front of like Beamer, it's 5 Series, and like doing that thing with their like covering their faces and showing that they're drinking mojitos, and like it's you're trying to exist for Instagram, and it's got nothing to do with sitting in the back of a class and being like, what can I do that's the same thing but a little bit, what's the new twist on something that is a tried and true thing that works? And we're in trouble. And I think I'm sorry to say this, and I'm really sorry to say this because I went to my bank. The guy who runs, I keep an account, which I keep an eye on, and the guy called me into an office, and I was like, yeah, and he was like, hey man, so you have this retirement fund, but it's just sitting and it's just accruing interest. Yeah. And I said, yeah, that's my I put
That's what they do.
I put X amount of dollars in there, which I have to for tax reasons. Because if I put X amount of dollars in there every year, it's not taxable, you know. And I'm going to be old soon. And he said, dude, why don't you put this in, why don't you let me play around with this a little bit and put it in a mutual? And I was like, oh, well, I mean, I've just had it in there for decades. And he went, yeah, dude, trust me, it'll be fine. So I signed my retirement over to this. I mean, I can't believe I did it. I swear I wasn't drunk or anything. I was just like, yeah, I want more money for my retirement. So I signed it over to the stock market. And that was the day, literally the next day, tariffs were announced.
Awesome.
And I was able to see on my app my retirement.
Don't look at it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And I almost went into that bank and went, you motherfucker, you fucking had me How dare you? That's my retirement. I've worked decades. I've put X amount of dollars in there every year for decades, and half of it left yesterday. So I did go in there and go, hey, bro, what's up? Like, remember? And he was like, don't worry, it'll come back. Now, mind you, it's come back, and it's a lot more right now. So, like, am I into AI? Like, yeah. Like, this, like, the stock market's great. Like, I watch the news. If the stock market goes above 50,000, I'm like, fuck, here we go, baby. And you see the direct reflection on my retirement, whether I'm gonna have to take the bus or like drive around in an electric car. So I have a vested interest, but I gotta tell you, to me, it feels like funny money, fellas. It doesn't feel, and I'm living in LA and I'm in a bar, and it doesn't feel like the stock market should be at 50,000 right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's based on like 4 or 5 companies, and a lot of the AI companies, they just, they keep a lot of the money kind of in-house, and it's the same like 3 or 4 that are just exchanging money back and forth. So they're showing profits, and it does feel
100%.
And they just got all my retirement money invested in them.
It's to his point. It's literally the AI companies and the chip companies.
Yep.
Just investing in each other and around and around.
Listen,
it goes.
chips I get. We use chips. Chips are
one
good.
of the biggest
chips look cool too. They're like
one
mirrored.
of the biggest red flags of the whole thing to me was obviously it's this arms race mentality right now. Like we not just the 3 American companies need to be the first to AGI, but we have to beat China and Russia to an extent. But if we don't beat China, we're fucked. They're gonna have the upper hand for the rest of history. If you look up how many data centers there are in this country versus China, it is. Do you want to? You know the disparity between populations, right?
In China and the United States.
How it's the delta is billions.
Yeah.
In their favor.
Yeah.
They have fewer than 500 data centers in the entire country of China. We have over 5,000 in this country right now.
Now listen,
and the again, you see on Instagram these fights at these city hall and city council meetings. They're trying to hammer these like down our throats, like we need more, we need more, we need more. We're already at a surplus.
But why? Now let me ask you this, because I don't think they'll get mad at this. I use an email server called Gmail, and about once a month, they say, you need more storage. You need more storage. You need more storage. Finally, I was like, fuck that. I erase pictures of my kids. I don't give a shit. I'm not paying. I go back, and I'm like, all right, let me go to the first thing that goes are any videos of my kids. Yeah. They're gone. I'm talking baby videos or anything.
You were there. You don't need to have a video of it.
I'm not paying.
Dude, it's like $2.99 a month.
I'm letting Google know now. You got me 2 or 3 times. Yeah. 4th, no, I'm not paying for more storage. But to me, that is something. Online storage. Okay, I understand that. I have pictures. I don't want to delete those. Like I had to delete the video of my kid's birth. Like it had to go. Yeah. I'm not.
This is like a reverse John Q.
Yes, it is.
But to me,
had it up to here. Take my kids.
Dante, you're actually the person who can answer this for me. What's wrong with a data center going to a rural area that maybe has a lot of space? Why can't I build a warehouse and just fill it
help the towns
with a computer? Yeah. I mean, they obviously need people to help facilitate and run the data center. What's the problem with the data center?
They need a person. It takes like one person.
That's not true. If I had a huge building, people got to clean that building. Yeah. People got to make sure there's power in that building. I'm sure there's AC in that building. I'm sure there's plumbing in that building. I'm sure you'd like to have the lawn look good. I'm sure the people who work there like to have food delivered to them. Yep. I hope they don't get into a fight with the food delivery person when they come into the lobby for no reason whatsoever.
Dante,
and then you can't hit that person, and then you have to say, oh, the person was wearing a helmet. That's why the security person couldn't hit that person. But
Dan's okay.
We obviously need storage. We're taking photos. Those photos aren't going anywhere. A lot of people wouldn't delete their birth
they
videos.
are. Do you want to hear? This one probably missed you.
Don't get off topic though. I want to know what's wrong with data centers.
This is a great subject you brought up, because everyone talks about the cloud like it's this safe space that information gets uploaded to and it's accessible anytime, and it is literally what you're describing. It is just another hard drive that's somewhere that can suffer damage. You can lose things. Did you hear what happened with PBS?
No.
PBS did this. What's the big storage company that houses all the legal documents? Iron Mountain?
Yeah.
Self-storage?
Iron Mountain.
Oh.
Iron Mountain has become a cloud company. They've pivoted. They still do hard file storage, but then they also do cloud stuff. They got a contract with PBS. They transferred all of PBS historical archives, all these old concerts,
lost Big Bird.
interviews, everything gone.
All right.
Gone.
So I think that data centers, it's not like they've become a flashpoint recently where it's like data centers equals bad. I don't think that's the case.
Well, that's no. On the internet, that's what has happened.
Okay, well,
it has.
yeah.
You see town hall meetings. We can't have that thing here. It's taking water. What water do data centers take?
Sometimes they
No,
do.
that's completely
What
fake.
is-
We
are
did
you
an
telling
episode
me
on
they
that.
cool
It's
computers with water?
Like 1% of the golf courses in America. It's.
I don't like
I don't
that.
know
Golf
why I'm
courses
defending
keep
data
getting
centers.
But golf
ricochet shots
courses
in this.
keep it in the cycle. This is evaporating. This is eliminating it from
Dude, it's
the
total,
system.
I will send you all the stuff. It's
Okay.
totally fake.
Are you telling me they take water, plumbing water, to cool off a hard drive? Because I have a computer, I have a laptop, an HP, whatever, Chromebook,
It's exhaust.
there's no water cooling
It's
my
exhaust.
computer.
So, it's literally cooling stacks of servers exhaust.
Your computer doesn't get hot enough. So if you have a bunch of these data, if you have enough of these servers in a room, they emit a lot of heat. Then that room will get too hot. The computers will overheat. The servers will crash. If you have a big warehouse with tons and tons of servers in them, they generate an enormous amount of heat. So you have to have a really good cooling system.
Okay, air
to
conditioning.
get rid of that. Yes, air conditioning.
So it takes up too much energy. That's
Energy
the
is-
problem.
That's
Is that
one.
they're energy vampires.
yes.
That's what
So
they call
there's
them.
one in Boston that I knew before I knew what data centers were. I knew what they were without knowing what they were. Along the Charles River, there is an exhaust, I guess, pipe that dumps out into it, and it's literally water steaming because of it, and that's all heat being pumped out into the water from the plant.
It's a good place to swim. I bet the water's warm there.
yeah, hot
Yeah,
springs.
it's wicked warm.
I do think that there's some serious problems with data centers, and I think that it's
What?
But it's got to the point.
What?
Okay, so yes, the energy issue is a massive.
That's a
one.
big problem.
and I think that if there's a ton of companies that are asking for favorable treatment from local governments, whether that be tax breaks or what have you, and I think that the idea of starting up all these different data centers, encouraging these, a handful of companies to get bigger and bigger and bigger, will ultimately lead to the loss of a lot of blue collar working class jobs first, and then some other white collar jobs as well. I think that's a bad idea in general to subsidize that. I don't think that it's one of these things where it's like if you put a data center somewhere, that's like building a black hole in your hometown. And you can say goodbye. That's not the case, but the energy issues are definitely real.
Okay. My big question with the whole thing is, for the last 2 decades, essentially, we've been told CO2 emissions are going to be the end of us. We are polluting ourselves and using too much energy to the point where we're going to basically dig our own grave.
Dante, do you think climate change is real?
That has been completely forgotten about.
I don't think it has been.
Dude, no one talks about it anymore.
I think climate change is a pretty hot,
But
hot topic.
that gets completely ignored when the subject of data centers come up.
I think the news is cyclical. Last week we were talking about the Strait of Hormuz. We haven't been really talking about that.
A ship got through yesterday.
The week before that, we were talking about issue here, Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
I think data centers are the thing that people are clicking on. I just didn't know. I just didn't know what the beef was. Yeah. I mean, honestly, you got to get to the source, which is all of our phones. Everyone using phones, and I got to tell you again, getting back to my teenage daughters. Mm-hmm. About every 6 months, I have to go to the Apple store because they have iPhones. I have an Android.
Yes, you do.
And they...
You've had multiple.
I didn't know that.
I have to...
Jerry's the #1 Android guy.
I have to give my phone to the Apple clerk and say, this phone isn't working properly. Mm. They go in and they go, you have too much storage. I have to tell my kids to get rid of some of these photos, because teenage kids take... Mm-hmm. It's how they communicate. so we need to put a limit on how many photos people could take, and then we're really infringing on people's freedoms because they only have 3 photos to take. You know, I remember when wind-up film cameras were a thing. And let me tell you why wind-up film cameras are great. Because let's say I had a wind-up film camera here. I'd have 30 picks, 30 moments here at Camp Barstool to pick what are the best ones. And you'd go through those 30 photos and you'd be like, fucking A, awesome. There's Tim Woods. Look how ripped he is. There's Dante. Oh my gosh, look at this. There's Fasoli's balls. Look at them. I saw his brujol. Everything was like, it's not just like selfie. It's not. And so maybe we have to have limits on, maybe the thing to curb these data centers is no more pictures. Maybe you got to take film pictures and got to go get them developed. I mean, that literally, living with teenagers, it's photos that are taking up all of these data centers.
Do you know
it's
any
not
industry,
AI, dude.
Are there any
teenage photos? My daughter's teenage photos
that are very like heavily reliant on digital video, digital cameras. Any jobs depend on that sort of thing?
You mean like like podcasts, the entertainment industry?
Well, I was thinking like think bigger.
Pornography,
like silver screen,
movies.
Yeah, movies.
Are you blaming the entertainment industry?
No, I'm not. I'm not blaming you specifically. I'm saying your job would be affected by that.
You know, I actually have a different perspective on this show. As the parent of teenage daughters who are the consumer, like a teenage daughter is if you guys work in market, like all Barstool is a marketing company. Let's be for real here. This is like the in-between of us marketing Mountain Dew, tasting great since 48. That's really why we're here.
And it is delicious.
It's great.
Born in the foothills of Tennessee.
My daughters are for sure are the biggest are the biggest data center suckers with all these photos that they take.
Teenagers, no more phones.
Jerry, I do want to. This
for
is a
sure,
guess.
photos
this
are
is
the
a
biggest
guess.
thing in data
I think
center.
you're really wrong. This is. I think the AI companies are. I think every photo in the world pales in comparison to what OpenAI
to the
is
large
taking
language
up.
models.
Yeah.
Now we have to wrap this up and get going. Jerry, thank you for joining us. Dante,
Can
thank
I
you
ask
for joining
one question
us.
very quickly?
Memes, thank you for joining us.
Hold on a second.
I have one question for
Let
Jerry.
Big T go, and then I got one more.
And then wrap it up. Jerry, was your retirement account just in like a high yield savings? You didn't have it in anything?
Yeah, I just had it in a savings.
Really?
Yeah.
For what? For the last 30 years?
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
You've probably lost hundreds of thousands, if not
can't look at it
millions
that
of
way.
dollars.
That's what this banker explained to me.
You've just been getting 3% every year?
Yeah. I don't know. I was just worried about investing it somewhere else, and I don't know what to tell you. I'm not really.
I'd love to, I'd love to after this maybe run the numbers on what you could have.
I'm not looking back. I don't have any regrets.
That's good.
I'm in the game now.
But it's ripping right now.
I'm in the game now. I got to tell you, I don't trust it, and I don't feel comfortable.
Dude, it's rigged as fuck.
It'll be fine.
I did it, and I'm not retiring for years, so I should be okay. But like, it's also when I moved my money to that account, and then tariffs were mentioned, and then the stock market lost half of its value.
And then what happened?
I understand that, but for those months,
it's a reminder that it can, things can go sideways.
I was not okay.
Yeah,
Jerry. Listen, next year you might only make 3%, and then the next year it'll be 14%. It all works out, brother.
So Jerry, thank you for joining us. Memes, thank you for joining us. Dante, thank you
we have
for
a
joining
read?
us. Not an ad read, no, but just one thing happened in the news. It's actually directly related to what you've just been talking about. Meta did lose a big lawsuit today.
Oh, wow. So that happened today?
Yeah, that happened today. So they lost a lawsuit. I think part of it is
I'm going to comment on this.
If you're 13 to 18 years old, you have to, I think this was already the case, but you have to sign up with you have to show your ID, and then there's a specific part of Instagram that those users have to be in. They can't access the entire app. And part of that deal, I think now, is they can only be on Instagram for 2 hours a day.
And it shuts off at nighttime.
Guys, I have teenagers.
And during school, from 9 to 3.
I have
you
teenagers.
can't get messages, and they lost. They were forced to pay
$16.7 billion.
It's a lot of money.
I'm seeing about $17 billion in this lawsuit.
That's a lot of money. I have teenagers.
Not enough. Not enough for them.
I have teenagers, and I'm going to be really real here. It won't do anything to curb the teenage usage. I'm just telling you. I had teenagers.
They'll find ways.
Here's the problem. I'm reading a book right now. It's great. It's called The Anxious Generation. And it's about the generation that was raised on screens.
Thanks for reading part of my book, Jerry.
Oh, yeah. I also do the audiobook.
No, he actually did read it. You were the first person to ever read the book.
Yeah. I read the book.
Because you did the voices, yeah.
I did the voices, and it's a great book. Part of my book available wherever books are sold. Anxious Generation is basically about the screen generation. And with my wife and I, we were like, we're going to wait till our kids are 14. We're going to wait till our kids are 14. We're going to wait till our kids are 14. My kids, when they were 12, 13, came to us. And they were like, Dad, we're weird. We're weird that we don't have a phone. So I'm just letting you know, you can keep the phones away from us. Just give us laptops. But when we go to school, people are talking about stuff on Snapchat and everything that we're not a part of. So you're keeping us out of conversations.
You're making us losers, Dad.
And I got them a phone the next day.
Yeah.
And that was it. They were off and running. Can you set, I love parents who are like, we set screen limits and alarm. You can't stop it. You can't. That's not a way to police something. You don't stop an addict from taking away, hide all the booze, Dad's coming home. It's not how it works. It will never end. I mean, this is going to put a number on it, and say we're doing everything we can. But the second they put selfie cameras on phones, I'm with teenage girls. So not a camera, like we all had flip phones and we took photos, and then those iPhones had cameras on the other side. The second you could see yourself on a selfie cam, it was fucking game over. Game over. And it's never going to end. I asked my wife, it's so funny when this was happening. I said to my wife, do you think social media companies are responsible like they say in this suit? Because terrible things happen. A lot of things are being, well, it's not alleged. It was just found.
Suicides.
Yeah. It's terrible. It's as dark as it gets, as bad as it gets. Bullying, suicide, as bad as it gets. I said to my wife, because this is an argument, is this the fault of the social media companies, or is this the fault of surroundings that these young people are in? Okay. And my wife thought about it and said, oh, it's the social media companies. And it was funny to hear my wife so definitively say it's on the social media companies. So they just have to do as much as they can. They have the money, and they're going to have to pay the VIG. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Pay up. All right. Thank you very much, Jerry. Wish we had more time.
Why don't we have more time?
Because we have to go do Camp Barstool. You're hosting the whole deal.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's lake day today.
I missed my synchronized swimming session with Hank.
Okay.
So
you guys will figure it out.
it's gonna be brutal. I'm just warning.
It would have been so good if they got
go
this
easy.
practice in.
Please go easy on the judging.
All right. Thank you, Dante. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Memes.
Thank you, guys.
And we will see you guys. No, it's okay. That's good, Jerry. Passionate man, Jerry.
Didn't know you had so many takes.
Oh, brother. Wait till you hear what he says about the Bucks.
All right, guys, quick question. How are my Shady Rays basically the same quality as the $200 sunglasses I used to buy? And I'm not exaggerating, they feel every bit as premium as the expensive brands I've owned. Meanwhile, I'm wearing Shady Rays to the lake, on the boat, at the game, or on the job site. Because if you drop them in the ocean, knock them off the dock, sit on them day one, they will replace them. And here's the crazy part, they are actually premium. Polarized lenses that cut glare hard, super clear optics, and durable frames with solid hinges. Clean, classic styles that look sharp without trying too hard. If you're outside, on the water, in the sun, or driving every day, you need shades that actually perform. Go to ShadyRays.com, grab a pair, and get sunglasses with lost and broken protection. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to ShadyRays.com and use code MACRO for 50% off 2 or more polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
All right. And we welcome on a special guest to Macrodosing, Major Brandon Crime Maxson. He is a fighter. I don't want to misrepresent what you is a fighter pilot for Thunderbird 3. Did I get that right?
Yeah, so I'm Thunderbird 3. I'm the right-wing pilot for the United States Air Force Thunderbirds.
Beautiful. You and Big T should get along great. I am the left wing of this show. That is Big T. That is Chaps. He's a recurring guest on our show. Chaps was also in the military, correct, my brother?
Yeah, I'm about 10 years in the Marines. Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, we glad to welcome you on, my brother. First of all, how's your trip to Chicago? Or you live in Chicago, or why are you here?
Yeah, so we just finished the Chicago Air and Water Show. This is my second time here. It was Thunderbird 8 last year, which is one of the other pilot positions on the team. But it's very special to come to Chicago. It's a very challenging show site. It's got the beautiful lake and then those tall buildings that are a factor for the flying. But it's truly special to get to put on a show for millions of people.
I want to get back to the Air and Water Show in 1 second, but we should just point out we have Chaps is not normally on this show. We have another co-host who is obsessed with planes.
like unhealthy, has one of those simulators that's built.
Yeah.
Has that shit. Yeah, I think he has one built in the office.
It's probably the same one you guys use.
Yeah, he has a real deal simulator. Like his niche category in our trivia game is like identifying planes. Like he's to a level that's unhealthy. And he texted us yesterday that he was not going to be here. So we apologize for that. I did have a question about the Chicago Air and Water Show because I live downtown. Y'all are buzzing the tower, to a point that I don't like it. How low are you? Y'all are going like between buildings.
Yeah,
at some points.
Yeah, so the demonstration that we've flown it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times together. So the goal would be to not change anything that we do for a particular show site, right? Because that's where it could get dangerous, and safety is the number one rule by far. So with the tall buildings, though, we'll have to make some changes to the show, but it's only based off of placement. So really what we do is we take the range that we fly back home in Las Vegas and we'll overlay it onto Google Earth for wherever we are. So in this case, downtown Chicago, and we'll study that imagery and we'll find the safest lines to not put ourselves into a building.
Yeah, I don't think most people realize how much your show is almost like choreographed dancing in the sky. Like where I've seen different videos of people sitting around a conference table and you guys are going through the motions without a plane, without joysticks, without anything, and your heads are going the same exact way at the same exact time. How many hours of repetition before you get in, like a dry run? Like maybe in a Marine guy, we do dry runs going through if you're going through a building. How much time do you spend dry running your routine, even when it's going on in the show season?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that's a perfect analogy, like the song and dance. If you ever have the opportunity to hear the communications for the flight, every word, every syllable is a contract. Thunderbird 1, or boss as we call him, he will not move his left or right hand without communicating it to us, which that's how we're able to fly within 18 inches of each other, going 450 miles per hour. But to answer your question, it's really starts in winter training. So our winter training phase is November, really through the first show and the end of March. But we'll fly twice a day, 6 days a week, for 3 months. And every single brief, it's usually about an hour and a half prior to takeoff. We will do a dry run, as you say, or a chair fly of the entire show. The beginning of the season, we might focus in on one maneuver. That's going to be like the highlight or the focal point for that flight itself. But every single day before we fly, even if it's twice, we'll do it twice. We will walk ourselves through each maneuver.
And you said your boss was 1 and you're 3, and I know last year you said 8. So you're moving up the ranks, right? So is that how it is? Is in numbers? Is your superiority? Or seniority?
I would like to think so, because it makes me number 3. But no, so there's 12 officers on the team, so that's where the numbers come from. So 1 is our boss. He's the commander and leader of the team. 2 is the left wing. 3 is the strong side.
They major
right wing
2 or
pilot.
lieutenant colonel?
So the rank isn't necessarily specific. It's really experience in the Air Force. So all of us have been serving for well over 10 years. We're all instructor pilots in our own right, coming from other combat fighter jets. And we've got over 1,500 hours. So it's not necessarily the rank on your shoulder, but the experience flying fighter jets.
So is this something you can be at the Air Force Academy and you're like, I want to be a Thunderbirds pilot? Or is this something that just kind of comes about once you're in the Air Force? Is it like, how do you become one?
Yeah, I'd say certainly. So like even for me joining the Air Force, I don't have any, there's no military background in my family. It was really like seeing an air show or seeing the Thunderbirds that sparked the idea of me even wanting to fly. So certainly you can dream it big while you're at the Air Force Academy or even prior, but it really is a long road. And even for me, it's something that I always knew of, something that I knew that I'd be interested in, being a Thunderbird. But it was just such a long road to get there. And when the opportunity presented itself, it was kind of in the moment at that time, not necessarily like thinking about it for 10 years.
So it's just something that kind of presents itself once you're in the Air Force. You don't like set out trying to be a Thunderbirds pilot,
yeah,
right?
so we can break it down. So like I graduated the Air Force Academy in 2014, and then I'd gotten a pilot slot. So it was really 2 years later I graduated pilot training. That's about a year long. But sometimes there's like a wait in the pipeline. But there you learn how to fly the T6 and then the T-38. And then out of that, the T-38, that's like the fighter bomber track. You really just have a dream sheet or preferences of what you'd like to fly. And
Those videos are really cool too.
Yeah,
when
they're fun
like,
ones.
have you ever seen those?
Like when they get their plane or whatever?
Yeah, those videos are awesome.
Yeah, because it's like you don't know what you're gonna get prior, and you just worked pretty hard for.
So it's like picking the little dragon thing on Avatar.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like a sorting hat. Yeah, like on Harry Potter. And everybody acts amped. They're like, yeah, I've always wanted to be a refueler. And that's what I want to do my whole life.
Yeah. But
how does the names work? Like because one of my favorite things about street ball growing up was Rucker Park. Rucker Park, if you don't know, it's like this prestigious street ball arena where everybody would go in New York, and everybody would go. Kobe's been there, but like it was like early 70s, 60s. It was like huge, right? It was the mecca of basketball, and the announcer there would hand out names, right? So you would do something, and the way you played dictated with the name that they gave you. So I was always curious because I'm one of the biggest Top Gun fans there is. So I was always curious how they gave out the name. So yours is Crime, right?
Yes, sir.
So how do you get that now? Hopefully it's not.
And by the way, he walked in and shook my hand and said, "Hi, I'm Crime," which is pretty sick.
That's kind of lit. Yeah, that's right. It's kind of lit. So how do names get divvied? Do you pick them? Tell us if you're allowed to. I don't know. I don't want to step on any.
Yeah, so I go by Crime. I think it's more fun to leave it up to the imagination on what it stands for, what it might mean. Okay. You guys feel free to throw some guesses out there. But really the tradition behind a call sign, at least as far as telling the story for fighter pilots, is purchasing an adult beverage, if you will, and then you could hear the story. So obviously if I gave it away on the podcast, I might not be.
So is there a name out there where you're like, that shit kind of hard, I wish that was mine?
Yeah, I like Crime. I think it's there's a lot of like ER names, if you will, like Laser and Taser and Blazer, that sort. Crime is I think unique. I have met one other Crime, but yeah, there's special.
What's the best one you heard?
Well, I'll be biased to Crime. I like it.
Okay.
Crime to me is a guy who's willing to break the rules when they need to be broken, and everybody else is adhering to protocol, but Crime goes rogue.
Got you. So I know you're going I know you probably get interviewed a lot and you hear a lot of Top Gun questions. That is the introductory, moment to a lot of us to planes, other than commercial airline flights. So
Right.
I don't know anything about planes other than that. So when you see it, because when I watch football movies, right? Because I used to play in the NFL. So when I watch football movies, they're kind of not impressive because it's like kind of corny. I see it's just not realistic. A lot of shit that goes on, right?
Yeah.
Is that the kind of feel you get when you watch Top Gun? Because Top Gun to me is the closest I'm gonna get to a fighter pilot cockpit.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely elements of Hollywood in those films, but they do a great job sparking that sense of passion for aviation and particularly fighter jets. I was the same way. I thought Top Gun 2 was really well done. I think there's unique insights that have parallels to what it actually is to be a fighter pilot and be a part of a team serving your country. But it is, still some Hollywood in there. I would highly encourage checking it out on Netflix, but the Thunderbirds have a documentary, Air Force Elite Thunderbirds. Once again, surely some elements of Hollywood, but a really good representation of what our team is and what we represent. Also some cool flying photos and videos in there, kind of behind the scenes.
Now is the G-force, the representation about the G-force, and you can black out like is that like a realistic depiction of what can happen?
Yeah, most definitely. So the F-16 that we fly is 9G capable. That's a digital flight control system. So you're really a voting member with how you move the stick, and then the computer will put the appropriate inputs in. The stick doesn't move much at all. Moves a 1/4 inch. So in a way, it's nice because the jet feels like it's part of your body. You kind of like look left, you fly left. But if you pull back on that stick and you're not G straining or ready for it, you will go from 1G to 9Gs real fast. And you do have the potential to black out, which, we have training in the centrifuge early on in our career, and then 10 years of flying fighter jets, pulling 9Gs to kind of build up the tolerance to really keep the lights on. But I've seen it in the centrifuge where it's like looking out of a soda straw. It's like I'm still conscious, but I can't see anything.
Wow.
So it is a real threat, especially for us flying low to the ground, over Chicago. But we've got the training and the technology in the G suit that inflates to keep blood where it's supposed to be, to keep us awake up there and to ultimately be safe for the air show goer.
August is the perfect time to hit reset before the autumn rush begins, and honestly, I can't think of a better place to start than my closet. That's why I love shopping at Quince. Quince is all about fewer, better pieces. Their clothes are made with premium materials, built to last, and designed to become the ones you reach for day after day. Mad Dog, I'm on Quince right now because it's not quite fall yet. I haven't felt it yet, but we're getting into the BERs.
Yep. Transitional pieces.
Yeah, and so I'm looking for new fall stuff. What have you found on the women's side for fall at Quince?
So honestly, I'm not ready to give up summer quite yet. They have sunscreen, Supergoop, which is like that's the in brand for sunscreen right now. They've got that on there. You know what I'm gonna use? Supergoop Labor Day. I'm going to the pool this weekend. I'm going to the pool. I'm not giving up on summer quite yet. Also, I'm going to kind of transition into some jackets with the long dress. Big T, I know you understand.
For sure.
They have a lot of good linen and on Quince, and a lot of good satin. Silk, satin, and linen. Those are the kind of things I'm looking for transitioning into fall. I'm also a big skirt girl. I'm looking at this cotton poplin tiered maxi skirt right now. $60. I'd get that on other XYZ website for about double, triple that.
I'm looking at the cotton silk Johnny collar polo. I'm declaring that the polo of fall. I'm saying the cotton silk Johnny collar polo is going to be the polo of fall 26. Mark it down.
Thank you for saying that.
Quince specializes in everyday staples that work harder, like their ultra soft organic cotton tees and premium Mongolian cashmere sweaters. They're versatile, timeless, and transition seamlessly from a casual workday to dinner out. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They work directly with ethical factories and cut out the middlemen, so you're paying for high quality, not brand markup. Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/dose. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/dose.
My last Top Gun question, I promise. One of my favorite moments in the movie. Well, there's two. So it's the same question, two parts. One of my favorite moves that he does is, I hit the brakes and he'll fly right by and he goes up and he gets behind him, right? Is that realistic? One, and the other one where they had the enemy plane this on the sequel where he did this like crazy maneuver and they were like, what the fuck was that? Like, are those two movements realistic in combat? I don't even know how to, in a real life scenario.
Yeah, 100%. So one of the maneuvers that our solo pilots does during the air show, maybe you've seen it, but it's the high alpha. So it's showing like high AOA on the jet. It's when the nose is extremely high, moving super slow across the ground. So that would be an example of like hitting the brakes and let them fly right by. 100%. We'll do called a 3K in BFM, which is basic fighter fundamentals, or basic fighter maneuvering, if you will. But that's like the true dogfighting, if you will. And the 3K, you're 3,000 feet apart, so it's kind of a knife fight in a phone booth. You're really close to each other, and that would be the goal of the defender, is to do a maneuver that forces closure, so the offender would spit out in front, and then you go from defense to offense pretty quickly there.
And all of those maneuvers are like really highly like trained. Like you have all of these, even in your like performance, everything is so meticulous, like so planned out. Do they ever let you guys just go out over Lake Michigan and just be like, fuck it, let it rip, boys? Like, just do whatever you want to, like, go out and just have, like, almost like a free skate, but it's just free flying?
Yeah, I would say it does happen. Not so much on the Thunderbirds, because, like, we need every rep. It's a skill that's easily lost. So even if we take 2 days off, like, it's a perishable skill. I feel it in my forearm. I feel it in my arm. Just because it's so intense, flying that we do. But in general, I would say, as a fighter pilot, you get them every now and again, or you could just go out with, one of your good friends in the squadron and fly like a low level, like through the canyons.
I bet that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. But majority of the time, and you're still getting training out of that. It's just in a different way. But, a lot of the time your flying career is spent like on a syllabus, lots of great sheets, lots of debriefs. The debrief is very critical. It's kind of where we make our money. It might be a 12-hour day. I've had 16-hour days back in the vault, and I only flew for an hour of, that 16-hour day, because that's all the prep that goes into it and the debrief that follows, to kind of learn from your mistakes to continue to get better and better each day.
Do you hate the Blue Angels? Because I feel like they get all the credit for this, right? Like, you hear about the Blue Angels, I feel like, you correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like most people don't hear about the Thunderbirds as much, but y'all are Air Force.
Yep.
Planes. The Blue Angels are in the Navy. They're not even supposed to be in a plane, and yet they get all the credit. You have to hate them.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot be the best air demonstration team in the world without them being second place. So
okay,
no, we're good friends with them.
I think the Navy actually has the third largest air force in the world.
I mean, that
if it was just the
sense.
Navy.
Yeah, we're good friends with them. We have like a group text with their team and our team on it, because the mission is very similar, right? Maybe different words, but it's to recruit, retain, and to inspire the folks that have the opportunity to see us. And the flying is very similar as well. We're demonstrating the capabilities of an F-16, whereas they're demonstrating the abilities of an F-18. But lots of parallels in that. So, we train together in the winter. We'll do some joint shows together. The goal would be like once a year. But we're trying to advance, the air show community as a whole.
And you guys do a ton of meet and greets with kids and everything. And when I was in the Marines, I did a lot of demonstration for kids. I was a dog handler, so we get attacked by the dogs, and the kids love to see it. As a fighter pilot, that's got to be unbelievable. You feel like LeBron James or Michael Jordan walking into an elementary school, I'm sure, because they're just like, holy cow, fighter pilot.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of this job. The flying is truly incredible. It's a lot of fun, without a doubt. But it's tough to beat, shutting down the jet, walking forward to the crowd, and meeting that local community. Sometimes it's brief. It might just be an autograph, handshake, or a smile. But you hope that impacts there. That they were inspired to chase their dreams. Right, it doesn't have to be join the Air Force, or they don't have to want to be a fighter pilot. But to know that if they, put the time and energy into it, dream big, that they can achieve whatever it is they want to do.
Do you know the pilot who just recently did the thing where he was like 50 feet off the beach?
Is this?
It was a Blue Angels pilot, and he was like parallel to perpendicular, I guess, to the ground with the wing like 50 feet off the beach.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty cool shot like over the pier in Pensacola. Like it's got like the kind of the yellow tarp on it as kind of an aim point for them. That's home for them. They have the luxury of flying over Pensacola Beach in Florida. Every time they come home from a trip. But yeah, it's pretty.
I said
sweet
that
video.
used to be in that squadron, actually, the Blue
Oh,
Angel
really?
Squadron.
Nice.
That's the reason why I went to high school in Pensacola. Was
Yeah.
out there. Yeah, that Pensacola area, like they are obsessed with the Blue Angels. And then are you guys out of Destin?
So we are at Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Nevada. Yeah. So that's it's where the Air Force's Top Gun is, if you will. We call it weapons school. But it's a pretty cool place to be. Essentially every fighter in the inventory. If you're geeking out on airplanes, it's a fun one for fighters because everything's there.
Is that where we have the drones?
There's probably some drones. Or Creech Air Force Base is more of a drone heavy base.
Is that Vegas also?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just knew Vegas is where we have the drones.
Yeah.
I got a pretty stupid question, but
No, Top
Just
Gun.
from
Let me go back.
no more Top Gun. No more Top Gun. So when a layman looks in the cockpit, right, that looks crazy, right? Because when I hop in my car, I'll be honest, like I don't know what everything does, like if all the settings, and I just drive the joint. Is there any button in there where you're like, I don't know, maybe? Yeah, is there any of that going on at all?
Yeah.
I doubt it, but I had to ask.
That's a great question. That's a great question. I'll say there are a lot of switches in the F-16. And yes, there is at least one switch that I'm unsure what it may or may not do.
That's what I thought, yeah.
What's pretty cool for the Thunderbirds, though, is, our motto on the team is blind trust. So I actually, when I fly in a demonstration, I don't touch any switches. I don't check to make sure they're in the right spot. I don't verify that they're in the correct spot, because my crew chief, who takes care of and maintains that jet to keep me safe, sets everything up for me. And I trust that every switch is in the correct spot. And if you ever look closely in our shows, like we are like Iron Statue, head forward, and we have like muscle memory, or like know what the switches feel like to start the jet, but we don't have time. It's just blind trust. My crew chief put the switches in their correct spot, and I trust him.
And that's different from everywhere else, right?
100%,
Like, because you go in and you have, I've been on different helicopters where like the pilots are going through like a huge checklist before we're going. So you just getting in there and going, that is a lot of trust.
Yeah.
Do you take, so like back in the day, big Braves guy, Greg Maddox used to have his catcher. Is there a certain guy or person as your crew chief that you build and that trust with, and you guys stay together as a team?
Yeah, 100%. So I've got two crew chiefs that are primarily responsible for not only like our aircraft that's assigned to us, but any aircraft that I fly. And that trust is not just with my crew chief, not just between the pilots, it's across the entire team. So like y'all will see the 6 jets fly in an air show, but we have a team of over 135 folks, 30 different Air Force career fields, and that blind trust that permeates across the entire team is the only way that we're able to put on the demonstration that you see.
And your crew chief, is that an enlisted position or an officer position?
It is, yeah. So of that 135 folks, there's 12 officers, and then the rest are enlisted.
How is that? So the blind trust that you were talking about, and the discipline. That's the one thing I've always admired about the military is the discipline aspect of it when you're a team. Because when you're in sports, it was very correlated to like a militaristic style of conditioning. Like you have to be disciplined, especially when you're in a team sport. Like you have to trust the guy beside you that he's doing his job. When you guys doing it, your life is on the line. Us, it's just like your job's on the line. So how has that military mindset bled over into your personal life, as far as like the way you go about your business, how you handle any kind of personal relationships? How has that like kind of molded you as a human being in general?
Yeah, I think what we do is very similar to like your experience playing in the NFL, and that the team aspect to it. You know, you're trying to win a Super Bowl. We're trying to fly the perfect demonstration possible for the air show goers and our fans out there. We realize that we will never fly the perfect show, but we will continue to chase that perfection and progress with each other, to get close to that really impossible goal there. And yeah, I think discipline's great. Like I feel like I was kind of disciplined growing up. I owe that to my family and how I was raised. And yeah, it's true. That's the life in the military, no doubt. But yeah, we like to let loose. We're wearing our tight flight suits, flying fighter jets, but we're also just human beings looking to smile and have fun with each other.
And you have like when you're doing these air shows, you have the weather is totally different. Like the weather, depending on where you're at, what neighborhood you're in, Chicago could be completely different. How much do your planes respond to weather like that you had this weekend when it's a little bit rainy, thunderstorms rolling in, making cold fronts, warm fronts coming through? How much are they impacted by that?
Yeah, weather's huge. So obviously it's one of the things that we'll check every day. And for example, Saturday here, we took off, we circled the temporary flight restriction. We were unable to safely put the demonstration on. And the factor there was the visibility. We're looking for 1,500 feet of like no lower than for the clouds, but 5 nautical miles of visibility to safely fly for y'all. And it was like the rain showers that were crumping out the visibility were certain parts of that 5 mile circle. Like it was down to like 2 miles. You can even see downtown. But the winds are huge. Really, density altitude is huge. So, that's field elevation, but also like the temperature and all the other factors that go into density altitude. But a jet at sea level is going to perform exponentially better than, say, in Colorado, where it's like higher field elevation, higher density altitude. Yes, the rocket ship that we're strapped into can underperform at those like higher density altitudes, but we'll make adjustments to our show because it affects the turn radius, if you will, the winds, from left to right, everything, it gets calculated for us to like chase that perfect show.
Yeah.
I saw this video that went viral of this airplane pilot. It's probably AI. I didn't really look too deep into it, but it was a dude talking in a cockpit about how turbulence is actually a good thing and it means you're safe. I don't feel like that in any capacity. I'm one of the people on the plane, like every time we dip a little bit, my stomach it knots, right? So I want you to talk to me about turbulence and how that's a good thing. and if that's true or not, or we got some shit to worry about while we're flying on a metal bird 30,000 feet up in the air.
Yeah, I think you hear it on the radios a lot when we're, flying cross country from air show to air show. But the airliners on the radio and air traffic controllers are always giving updates on the turbulence, right? So it might be like a light chop. That's probably a little tickle in the seat every now and again, but trying to avoid like that moderate turbulence. That's a little bit more uncomfortable as you will feel it in your stomach. For us, the turbulence is less of a factor in a fighter jet compared to like a large airliner, large fuselage, large wings, whereas we're the rocket ship that's got some wings on it for lift. But yeah, I mean 100%, right? Like they're trying to avoid it for your comfortability on the airliner.
But take away my anxiety. It's I'm cool.
Oh yeah,
if there's a lot of turbulence, we're chilling.
Oh, yeah,
I don't got nothing to worry about.
You're safe. Yeah.
Okay. And so again, I don't know anything about planes, so this is like a kid talking to a pilot. Let's say something happened to you on a United flight and you flying and you chilling, you going to visit family for Thanksgiving. Pilot, whatever, he's unavailable. He can't, and anybody on here can fly a plane. Can you hop in that cockpit and handle business?
Yeah, I think I could figure it out. It's really the takeoff and landing phase, especially in an airliner, with like the technology and safety factors that they have these days. But yeah, I feel confident in myself. I mean, give me a couple critical numbers to hang my hat on. I could probably.
I mean, if you ask the normal dude on the street, they'd be like, "Yeah, I can land."
Yeah.
Of course, a fighter pilot's gonna be like, "Yeah, I could do it." Yeah. But you guys don't it's not like you just hop in from that. You fly all kinds of different planes to get to that place. Like you don't just jump into a fighter pilot. You start with like the super small training planes and move up. And so when you get one of the questions for a fighter pilot like yourself, it's very clear when you get selected to fly a 747 or 737 what you're going to be doing when you're done with your time in the Air Force. Like you're going to go fly for United or Southwest or something like that. What about somebody like you that is in a fighter pilot? It's not like they have a bunch of those flights taken off from O'Hare at any given point. What's next for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, so
he doesn't know.
No, yeah, yeah, you're right. So like I've flown. I was trying to answer a couple questions there. So training. So the F-16, I got 5 flights in F-16 at the training base, and then they sent me off to the Thunderbirds to fly aerial demonstration. I started in the F-15C, and then flew F-35s after that, and then I learned to fly the F-16 only for the Thunderbirds. So I have some experience of like the switching aircrafts or getting thrown into that airliner if the pilots need some help up there. And there's a lot of like how you learn to fly, how you learn the aircraft. Those skills are transferable to other airplanes. As far as what you do later, that's a tough one, right? Because flying a fighter jet is like a roller coaster. It's like going to Disneyland, or any amusement park, and that's certainly not the case. Or you don't want that out of your United pilot, doing loops and rolls up there with you guys, trying to drink your coffee in the back. But it certainly is a career path that military aviators will do in their career.
And operationally, when you're flying it, what's the main difference that you feel behind the cockpit of like a F-35 versus a F-16?
Yeah, that's another good question. It's I feel blessed to have flown 3 different fighters. It is kind of rare to have done that in like at least a shorter career, being in for a little over 12 years now. But I always describe it as the F-15C is like a muscle car. It's a gentleman's aircraft, a lot of history, behind it, being the world's greatest air superiority fighter, 104-0 record in aerial combat. And you feel the jet. It's a muscle car. The F-35 is like your Tesla. It's a flying computer. Absolutely incredible technology, and it is very, very good at what it was built to do. And then an F-16 is more of like your sports car. It's sleek. It's a little bit smaller. It's built to rate around. It's built to be fast and kind of like carve through the sky.
I give you an hour. You could do whatever you want in any plane. Which one are you flying?
Ooh, I would love to fly the Raptor, the F-22. That thing is an absolute beast. That is the aircraft that replaced the F-15C. They were out here flying at the Chicago Air Show as well, and it's just so impressive. That's like when he was talking about putting the brakes on, like that's the aircraft that's going to do it. It could stop on a dime, but it could also get its energy back really quickly as well.
PFT's gonna kill himself. You mentioned the F-15 a minute ago. PFT, our co-host who's obsessed with planes, he did ask us to. He has a video here of him flying an F-15C versus an Su-27 flanker over Dubai, and he would like you to maybe critique his flying here if you could watch that.
That's a lie. He's asking somebody to watch film on him.
He just wants to show off, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Check out my highlights.
Okay, so this is
Will you watch my huddle, Mr. Foster?
flying an F-15C Eagle versus an Su-27 flanker.
And that's the Russian jet, right?
Yeah.
He wants you to critique him.
See what he's got.
Today we're going to be dogfighting a Su-27 or an F-15C. This plane has never been shot down. Lifetime record of 104.
So what are you looking for?
And I just
while
got
watching
shot down.
something like
that
this?
didn't even count as a dogfight. That was.
Oh, did he just get killed?
That was like 5 seconds. Okay, got to
You shot him down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I was trying to see where the flanker was in the video. Oh, there it is. So it's like a high aspect pass there.
Do you guys ever play games like this? Simulator like this? Just
We
way
have,
more advanced?
Yeah, I haven't done any Microsoft Flight Sims or anything like that, like say at home. But the simulator is a great training device for us, and you spend a lot of time in the simulator, like before you go fly. It's also cost effective for training purposes.
It just the gas is expensive right now. Like, crazy.
How's he doing so far?
Yeah, I think he's nailing it.
He'll be pleased to know.
Oh no!
I was going to say that looks like he's about to
Maybe he
crash.
didn't nail it.
How low can you get to the ground? Like maybe not you specifically, because I think y'all can get pretty low and like still be fine. But when it looked like he was going down there, like how quickly in one of these planes can you get it back up in the air if you're in trouble?
Yeah, I think it's like even with what's going on here, it's really energy management is key. We talk a lot of like turn circles. Like essentially, it'd be thinking of the God's eye view of like the flight path of the jet that you're flying. So like in this case, hopefully PFT is keeping his speed up when he goes 2-circle with the flanker. And then really using the altitude is also turning room. So in like a combat scenario, 0 feet or the surface is the lowest you can go. Obviously increases the chance of hitting the ground. Even just a very small nose low attitude or wing bank that's unintentional could be like just enough to put you into the ground. But like for our demonstration, the solo pilots will do their maneuvers at 100 feet.
There's something for everyone when it comes to Reese's. You guys know we've got Reese's on board. They're the best. We're at Camp Barstool right now, and I'm packing up my car with everything I might need for camp, and I'm going to go into the Reese's room, and I'm going to take just the perfect amount of Reese's that nobody notices, that it's not like a bunch, but enough that I have them for the 3 days we're there.
Can I talk about you for something at camp with this?
S'mores?
Yeah,
S'mores? Reese's in it.
Wow.
And you know what they have? Reese's with the marshmallow
With
already
the
in
marshmallow
Yeah.
right in
Wow.
it, Mackenzie.
That's spectacular.
Me
I
and
hadn't
Big T
considered
around the
that.
fire
Mhm.
making a s'more
Wow.
with the Reese's in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a stash in my car. So just come over to Big T's trunk if you need a piece. Reese's is the best. We love them here. We love every product. They're incredible. They're great people, great product, everything. Reese's, the official candy partner of Barstool Sports. Go get Reese's wherever you shop and enjoy.
He has one more video he wants you to see, and then he also has a question. What is the range on the AIM 260 for my own research purposes?
Oh, that's funny.
Is that like a plane guy talk? I have no idea what y'all.
Yeah, so that's one of the missiles out there, but I'm actually not too familiar with that range. I'm not gonna let him get me in trouble either.
Yeah.
He also wants to know what does it say about you based on which term you use for the F-16, the Viper or the Flying Falcon?
Yeah, so the like I said, I only learned to fly the F-16 for the Thunderbirds, and between the communities, there's the friendly rivalry as well. So the F-16 pilots will always say Viper, because that is obviously cooler sounding than the Fighting Falcon.
Oh, I don't know.
But
No, Viper's cool.
yeah, Viper's cool. But it would be the same. Yeah. But I like to joke around with the F-16 pilots since, I was flying F-35s previous to the Viper, and you always get a kick out of it if you
So
see
you're
Fighting
saying-
Falcon around them.
So the real ones say Viper, you're saying?
Yeah, the official Air
Okay.
Force name coined Fighting Falcon. We can put that on the record, but it is more commonly known as the Viper.
Gotcha. All right. I ask every pilot this in passing and stuff. I'm enthralled with flat earthers. They're just hilarious to me. Could you speak to the curvature of the earth or lack thereof that you've seen in your experience as a fighter pilot?
Yeah, for sure. When the F-15C, that's the fastest and the highest that I've gone. Was built to fly at higher altitudes and still perform in the thin air. But that's where I've been up to 50,000 feet, gone 2.0 Mach, so 2 times the speed of sound, or 20 miles a minute.
That's insane.
But
Yeah,
when you
it's
get
crazy.
that high up, you can definitely start to see that curvature.
Checkmate.
Yeah.
How long can you go
And-
that fast?
Mostly gonna run out of gas at some point, unless you hit a aerial refueler like KC-135, KC-46 to get gas while you're airborne. But when you fly with them, you have to fly much slower, so it'll be closer to 310 knots when we fly with them.
That's got to feel like you're moving through molasses, like when you're going super fast and then slowing down.
Yeah,
when you get off the interstate and going to a gas station, but times a million.
Yeah, even going 2.0 Mach in the F-15C, up at 50,000 feet, it's relative to nothing. So it's not
Fair.
Yeah, it's
You're not
just,
seeing trees whiz by.
right.
Yeah.
It's literally a number in the cockpit, and you're getting from point A to point B at a very, very quick rate.
But physiologically, you can feel the difference, right? Like the speed,
Or
or not so much.
no.
Change in acceleration,
Yeah, some-
probably, but not once you're static or once you're fixated on the speed, it probably just
Yeah, you can
settle down,
feel it going from maximum afterburner, and then if you were to go to idle power, that's where you kind of get either thrown back in max AB or thrown forward for that change in acceleration. But yeah, some aircraft will the F-35. I always remember the nose would kind of hunt, so that you kind of knew you're getting close to 1.0 Mach. But when you're up high, it's relative to nothing.
Yeah.
It's almost more fun to be slower and lower, a low level.
How fast are y'all going typically?
Yeah, so the demonstration, we're really living 400 to 450 knots like indicated in our jet. The solos will they're demonstrating the power of the F-16, whereas the Diamond, what I do is more the precision capabilities, but they'll fly upwards of 0.95 Mach, so 9.5 miles a minute.
Jeez.
So I know UFOs are a big topic of discussion, especially lately with them releasing the UFO files and stuff. Have you seen anything crazy, any crazy lights, any stories from pilots that you heard?
Yeah,
Lay it on us.
Yeah, nothing more than probably y'all have seen out there, whether it was like on a podcast or something. Yeah, I personally have not seen any UFOs. Sometimes you might get like a radar lock in the aircraft, and it could just be like a birthday balloon that got up into the sky that's now in the jet stream. So like maybe you see stuff like that, but I've never seen anything crazy looking.
Any pilot stories? Like, yo, one time I was flying over Nevada. Yo, nothing.
They won't tell you because then they say they're crazy and then they get in trouble.
Oh yeah, y'all gotta probably pass a whole bunch
But
of
also
mental.
more
Yeah,
VA money when he gets out. So,
But yeah, drones are just like people like getting aerial photography nowadays with drones. Off the interwebs are pretty easy to get a hold of. So like those are obviously a factor, especially for us and for an air show, flying super low to the ground, super low to each other. Yeah. Anybody can buy a drone these days, so that could also be some of the things that get reported as potential UFOs. But yeah, I haven't seen anything too crazy.
Got you. Well, we know you got to get running, my brother. If anybody else has any questions, man, we super appreciate you coming through. We know you got a busy schedule. Yeah, and you anytime you want to drop in and no pun intended, lay some flight knowledge on us, man, you're more than welcome. It was an interesting conversation, and I learned a lot.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a blast.
Yeah, thanks, Crime. Appreciate it.